Howdy do, viewers. My name is Stain Texas, and welcome back to the game of Sin, Suspicion, and Ruthless Slaughter, Crusader Kings 3. Well, some initial housekeeping items to go over. First of all, I am going to be moving into a new apartment, which is going to be beneficial to this particular, for my YouTubing, because I'll have a lot more control over my environment, which will help a lot with my audio, I hope. So that should be happening soon. Second thing, and this is a little embarrassing, I'm afraid. I tried recording the second episode, and there were some audio issues, somewhat ironically, given what I was just talking about. And basically, the episode is scuffed, and it's I couldn't in good conscience post it. However, because I am an arrogant fool who is has a far too high opinion of his own play skills, I'm playing an Iron Man, if you'll recall, which means that I can't go back and replay the episode that I just recorded. So I have a few options. One is try and luck out and get a save where I have a fairly similar experience to what I had in the first episode that I posted. Or I could give up and try a new playthrough. Or 3, I could just fill you in on what happened in the 30 minutes or so that that was lost. So I'm going to go for the third option, because quitting is for losers, I guess. I quit a lot, so that's kind of ironic coming from me. But we're not going to quit this time. Iron Man is Iron Man. And if the consequences are in real life, then so be it. Now, as you can see, I'm in a bit of a kerfuffle, in that I've managed to get myself into a second civil war, which is great. You see, this dude right here decided that he was worthy to become the king of Italy, and he wants to take that throne from me. And he's raised quite a few supporters. I've cleaned up here, so that's helpful, and I've cleaned up Savoy, which is also helpful. But now we have Tuscany. I don't even know what this is. Spoleto, and Friuli up here, who are kind of like my main antagonists. And their army is actually pretty big. Like, it's nothing to scoff at. So I'm in a bit of trouble. Luckily, the Duke of Aquitaine, you have to understand, when the Emperor died, his kingdom split in half, unfortunately. Because Gavelkind is awesome, and his son, King Carloman, is still my ally, because that's my daughter right here that I married off to him. And secondly, because I wasn't paying attention, my son seems to have developed a love, shall we say, for eating. And so I'm going to have to make sure that he's actually educated properly. Hopefully that'll be enough to help make him a slightly better character as a successor. But, you have to work with what you have to work with. And I messed up in not paying attention, so I'm going to get a kind of a lesser heir. But, that's fine. It's fine. Hopefully we'll be able to maintain the king of Italy, the crown of Italy. My army was expanded, thanks to some ransoms that I made from my first rebellion. So I have a pretty reasonable-sized man-at-arms regiment. And hopefully that'll help out a lot when fighting. We are going to take this opportunity to try and maybe get more ransoms so we can get more of an army, because I'm going to need it, because my next goal is I'm going to try and conquer East Francia. Because that will be one step closer to uniting the Holy Roman Empire, which would be a really big deal. But for now, we're just trying to desperately hold on to what we have. It's not an easy task. It's not one that I take lightly. But it must be done, so it will be done. The gods favor the one with the pointier stick. That has been the truth throughout all of history. And it will not. It's logic that will not fail me now. Not after all this time. Oh, we have a heresy. Looks like we got some splitting off of the Christian faith. I don't really care because Waldasian, because that particular branch doesn't really offer much to me that I don't already have. Like, it's kind of, I don't really need it. So, you know. Oh my god, I'm experimenting on my wife again. What kind of, not my wife, my lover. Like, what kind of horrible, horrible person am I that I just keep, like, do I just keep her around so I can shove experimental drugs down her throat? Is that what this is? Is Lothar just a bad person? Like, on the inside, is he a bad person? Because he might be. Anyways, we're gonna just let her off because I don't really want to be the guy who keeps experimenting on her. That's just wrong and creepy, and I can't condone this. Like, this is just unfortunate behavior. Now we're gonna try and bait them into the mountains. I'm gonna slow down time a bit because I want to be a bit more precise in what I'm doing. This is starting to get kind of scary. Now I wonder. I know in other Paradox games, if you had a fort, you were considered the defender even if you were the one attacking. I don't know if that's true in this game. If it is true, it's a big deal because this is set on hills. And that would give me a massive defensive bonus. I also have, like, really good, like, troops with me. I would like to use them to fight. And as for commanders, we're going to try and get this guy in. Oh, yeah. So, I am going to crush him. And part of that's because apparently, you can see right here, apparently he's in debt. Which means his morale is going to suffer horribly. It's going to suffer horribly. And I have low supplies. But I'm defending in the hills. I have more soldiers. I have more man-at-arm counters. I think this is going to go well for me. And I'm going to have reinforcements from the Aquitanians. So we're going to try this. We're going to blitz in here. Yeah, let's see. Oh my god. So they're getting a massive, massive penalty for being in debt. I get better, like, I have better stuff. So each point of advantage you get is actually a point of damage that each individual unit does. So it's really important. Like, advantage will multiply how much damage that your army does to them. And that's what can turn, like, if you are outnumbered but you have such a huge advantage, then it's gonna, like, you can absolutely body the opposing army. Because I have plus 40 advantage, each one of my units is doing an obscene amount of damage. Even my really shitty units. And I have some pretty alright units in the form of archers, and they're doing excellent damage at the moment. And they're in favorable conditions. So right now we have good counters, we have good, it's just going well, and we're going to get backed up. Yeah, this is about as good a battlefield as I could have possibly hoped. And we're getting more advantage. And less advantage. And we're going to get backed up here. But will that be enough? Maybe. My advantage is huge. But it looks like we're losing still. But we've inflicted tons of casualties. And we've lost. And now King Carloman has a threat that he needs to deal with on his own, which is a real shame because I can't really help him while I'm in the middle of this. Yeah, I mean it's a shame. I kind of wonder if he's going to be in more debt during this. It'd be really shitty if I had to give up the Kingdom of Italy, but this is what happens when you have a noob like me playing an Iron Man Paradox game. You get a lot of failures, But you know, you pick yourself up, you brush yourself off, and you try again. That's just kind of how this is going to have to go. If I'm really lucky, I'll be able to get them in the mountains. Wouldn't that be fun? Get another perk, I say. We get more ability to find secrets. Because I'm going to start blackmailing people in the future, I bet. I have so many people who hate me because they're a different culture than me. And that's super irritating, but there's only a little bit I can do about that. And I'm certainly going to keep trying. Because I need to try. Something I am going to do is I'm going to start trying to take land back. I have reasonable siege weapons. So you know. I might be able to do it. Here, we're just going to hope for the best, I think. And now there are peasants. Because this isn't going to get any... like this, because this couldn't get any less irritating. Now, are they going to actually try and attack me? They're just content on sitting there, I guess. Which I suppose is fine. I cannot rehire them. So I may as well use them to try and fight. What are they doing here? What are they doing here? Am I going to get there before them? No, I'm not. But my allies are still going to charge. Do I want to try and run away? Crap. Okay. I may have to give up Italy. That may not be the worst thing in the universe. We're getting rebellions all over the place, because no one is the correct culture, you understand. No one is the correct culture. My heir just died. The one who was supposed to be... Well, ironically, this means that I might very well end up with a claim on the Kingdom of Italy anyways, because my heir is going to be the guy who I stole the crown from in the first place. This is all very frustrating. But again, there just isn't really much I can do about it at the moment. I can try and disband my armies and let them try and build back up again, and hope that that works. Unfortunately, with my allies actually just leaving, it's just... there's not really much I can do. They apparently decided to start a war whilst they were in the middle of another war, which is amusing. Can I still pull this out? Maybe not. Maybe not. We're going to try one more. We're gonna try one more march, maybe, if we have time. And they lost the war, so I'm not even allies with them anymore. This could really be an issue. And Italy has been taken from me. It's not all bad news. They got a pretty small part of Italy. And I still actually keep some of my gains. But yeah, they got the heartland of Italy, which kind of sucks. But unfortunately, you get the hands you're dealt, I'm afraid. This is probably not going to be successful from the beginning. But we can still certainly keep trucking on, even with this setback. Indeed, one might even argue that it is with these setbacks that true glory emerges. And what is this true glory, you might ask? Well, I say, it is perhaps time. If we cannot look south, then perhaps it is time to look east. After we have this lovely feast with this lovely woman. Yeah, you can have your frickin' guy back. You're all a bunch of backstabbing traitors anyways. I should have executed the lot of you. The lot of you, I say. Well, I am a seducer, so, I say, go for it. Yes. I only have plenty of men-at-arms. I don't really need any more, and I can't make more, unfortunately. I still don't want to make a cadet branch. There seems to be very little point. But let's see if we can't... I really want to secure an alliance with someone who's actually worth a damn. That may be Alfred, King Alfred the Great. And with this, England is now actually a kingdom, interestingly enough, which is pretty early for that, but, you know, I'm fine with that. And I can have an actual, fairly reasonable alliance. Unfortunately, I probably still have a... No, I do not have a treaty? Who is your heir? What are my factions currently? Who are the faction? Who are the people who hate me at the moment? Let's look at my court. Foreign culture group is still a big issue. And I need to keep trying to change that. Because if I don't convert everyone here to French, they're just going to keep rebelling against me. And that'll just be continuously irritating. And no one likes that. I don't like that. Surely you wouldn't like that. The Duke of Lorraine. You might have noticed that Lorraine is the actual flag I'm using as the thumbnail. And that's because, well, Lotharingian flag is... I couldn't find it on the internet. But I could find Lorraine, because Lorraine is an actual, like, known duchy. But, you know, you get what you work with. You take what you can get. It's not good, but it's not terrible. These guys don't seem nearly as interested in rebelling against me, so that's a thing. Unfortunately, that was a really stinging defeat for King Lothern and myself, whose people are going to watch this and they're going to know, oh, Texas, you need to get better at this game. And I'm like, yeah, I need to get better at this game, but isn't listening to someone's failure fun in its own way? Suffering is its own form of comedy, and I am certainly suffering at the moment. I think potentially though, since I'm trying to go for shorter episodes than my first one, the 1 hour mark. I might cut it here, and when we come back next time, I think we're gonna launch an invasion into East Francia, and maybe in taking these territories, Lotharingia will be more secure than ever. Wouldn't that be lovely?